Dear Derbyites, we are back, but really for the first time. We're here to talk about the nominations that are about to be announced by the Academy. And this is the first time we've done it live on the site, so that you can see our live reactions and you can join us along for the ride in the chat room. I'm Rob Licuria. It's 12:21 a.m. here in Sydney. I'm joined by my colleagues, Tony Ruiz, who is in California. It's 5:20 a.m., so that's like the epicenter of what we're all looking at today. And then we have two gentlemen on the East Coast. We have Charlie Bright in Virginia and Matthew Stewart, who joined us, I think, for the first time in one of these chats, dialing in from North Carolina. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's so exciting to have you all. So look, there's so much to talk about. I'm really excited. I've been looking at predictions throughout the day, wondering, is it going to be full consensus? Is it going to be surprises? Are we going to see some really cool things? Like, I know for a fact that if RRR is nominated in Best Picture, first of all, Tony will have, hopefully not, but he probably will have a slight cardiac arrest because
we might see his head explode.
We might see his head explode, and I want to know what's the one thing that will make your head explode, Charlie, when it comes to nominations. Let's keep it PG, okay?
Man,
when it comes to nominations.
I think if after everything, with how uncertain everything has been for this film this year, if Women Talking does actually make it into Best Picture, I think my head might explode, because this should not be a question as to whether or not it's getting in. And now it feels like such a fringe contender. And that film has had so many ups, and a couple ups and a lot of downs. So, we'll have to wait and see on that. But I think that's, I don't think there's anything, the one thing that would make the thing that would make my head explode is if The Menu gets any Oscar nominations. If The Menu gets any Oscar nominations, I will be very, very happy.
Okay, that's cool. What about you, Matthew?
I was just thinking, I don't have any idea how the nomination totals are going to shake out. Like, it's really hard to tell. Like, you can tell that Banshees, Everything Everywhere are going to get like 7 to 9 or so each, but Women Talking could get nothing. It could get, I don't know, 4 or 5. Same with like Avatar. People are underestimating Avatar a little bit, saying it could miss Best Picture. So I'm not sure what would exactly make my head explode, but I just don't know how. I'm just waiting to see how everything's gonna line up in that order.
Yeah, fair enough. Tony, any other head exploders that you can think of before we settle in?
I think seeing who that potential 5th Best Actor nominee, if it's Paul Mescal or if it's Jeremy Pope. If it's Jeremy Pope, I mean, my heart would break for Paul Mescal because I love that film, but I would be so happy for Jeremy Pope because, to have a queer black man in the Best Actor category would be just completely outstanding. I'm also curious to see, Matthew kind of stole my thunder. Nomination totals, I think, are going to be really interesting today. We saw at BAFTA how All Quiet on the Western Front just steamrolled everything. I don't think it's going to get 14, but are we going to see? Right now I think I have it in for 9. So it'll be interesting to see how much that if it steamrolls here too.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's interesting you say that. I actually looked at my predicted nominees and totaled everything. My top, at least according to my predictions, I have All Quiet and Banshees of Inisherin both tying for the most with 9 nominations.
Wow. Okay. I think my head exploder would be Andrea Riseborough in Best Actress. It's a very, very long shot. I was almost going to take her out today because I thought, snap out of it, Rob. You've got to be serious about this. But I feel like if something crazy might happen, it could be that. And I would like to see Glass Onion make a showing in some categories, and and some of the technical achievements from Elvis, because that's just because I'm being patriotic. All right, look, I'm gonna share.
The king of American rock and roll, and you're thinking you're being patriotic.
It's an Australian film, and
I know, blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. So
it's so
all
funny.
right.
You guys think you're an independent country, but you still worship a figurehead.
Don't get me started. You know that I'm a staunch Australian Republican, not an American Republican. It's a different thing. All right. Very different. Okay. So just give me a moment. I am now just putting on the Oscar nominations live stream. It won't be long now until we start hearing them announced. What I'm actually really concerned about as well is the snubs. And I hate calling them snubs because it just means there wasn't enough slots. Someone was just overlooked, whatever. But snubbery it seems like it's like intentionally mean. And I don't think that's ever the case. I'm worried that we may not see something like a shoo-in like Angela Bassett, for example, because she's in a Marvel movie. Do any of you have those concerns? Because they are real.
Well, it feels like every year at least one person that gets all the main 4 nominations, the BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe, SAG Award, misses at least one. Lady Gaga last year, for example. So it could be Angela Bassett. She's one of those that has that seems vulnerable, but there's several options there. But I don't know. I have all of those individuals in my predictions just because I don't feel confident enough to choose which one to take out, So we'll just see who that is, if there is one.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Charlie?
I'm always keeping my eye out for any one of those. Part of me is thinking, and I don't think you can get too hung up on which one it will. I'm trying to predict which one it will be. Angela Bassett certainly a possibility. Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm worried about. Viola Davis, Bill Nye are other ones that I'm worried that maybe other people think that they're just so secure, and so they're such a sure thing that voters might go for that voters might say, I'll give my votes to something else. So, yeah.
Yeah. Tony?
I think, I agree with you that the idea of a snub is kind of, it's an interesting word. It's an interesting choice of words. But, I think one of the things that'll be really interesting to see is, we saw Fabelmans vastly underperform at BAFTA. And the question becomes, should we worry about it at the Oscars? Michelle Williams being the prime example. Is she going to get nominated? And if so, where? Because all of that is a real thing.
That's something that would, now that I think about it, make my head explode if she does wind up in supporting, because I know there's plenty of talk about it, and but I just don't see that happening. I don't see it's a very different situation from Kate Winslet and even Lakeith Stanfield. It's totally new beast, and I just can't imagine it. But so if it does happen, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with this commenter. I'm not going to say your name. That Dolly De Leon absolutely deserves a nomination. I hope she makes it in today. I can see a lot of people in the chat room are fans of RRR, which is understandable because it's such a great movie. And I really hope that we see it across the board with nominations. It's going to be it might be a struggle for it. It just depends if Academy members have seen it. But I know there's a lot of love for that film. So fingers crossed for the blockbuster from Tollywood that it makes it in. All right. So we have a black screen, but never fear. The Oscar nominations are just around the corner. and stick with us because we've got so much to talk about. As the nominations are announced, we will be gasping, cheering, clapping, and then, of course, at the end, we will have lots to talk about as well. So I'll just turn this up so that you can hear it, and
everyone. And
enjoy.
Welcome to the Oscars nominations announcement. It is so exciting to be back live once again to kick off the official countdown to the 95th Oscars on March 12th. For nearly a century now, the Oscars has been the most esteemed celebration of movies in the world.
This is interesting. This is very reminiscent of the old ones that they used to do.
Yeah.
Everybody in a theater and
both sides of the camera. Every year, nominees in most categories are chosen by their peers.
Got a big audience there and everything.
Film editors vote for the best edited movies of the year, and so on. But the final and most anticipated award, Best Picture, is chosen by the entire Academy membership. That's around 10,000 filmmakers and artists living and working in over 80 countries. And now, to present the nominees, here are today's hosts. 2022 Oscar winner Riz Ahmed and the star and executive producer of Megan, Alice Williams.
How's the sound, guys? It's okay.
That's good.
yeah, I think it's good for me.
All right. This is exciting.
Yep. Okay. Let's get this.
Let's
Let's get this going.
do it.
No
Let's
banter.
go.
Keep going.
Been awake all night getting ready for this moment, and we're so excited, so honored. So
It is nice to hear Oscar winner Riz Ahmed.
It really
nominations
is.
for the 95th Oscars.
Good morning, everybody. Riz, I am so happy to be here with you. You've been nominated twice, and you won an Oscar last year. So I just wanted to know, did you watch this both of those times?
I did watch it, yeah, but I didn't wake up to watch it. And the reason for that is I never really fell asleep in the first place. There was just a lot of anticipation, and I know there's a lot of people who can't wait for us to get started. So without further ado,
So no small talk. Let's go.
Here we go.
let's find actress
Oh, gosh.
in a supporting role.
God help us.
Angela Bassett in Black Panther.
There we
Wakanda
go.
Hong Chow
Ooh.
in The Whale.
That bodes well.
Okay.
Kerry Condon
Yeah.
in The Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Congratulations, Kerry.
Lee Curtis.
Yes.
I have a couple of seconds ahead of you.
And Stephanie Hsu.
Woo!
There you go, Stephanie Hsu. Good
No,
for
Dolly
her.
Dillimon. I'm so sorry, Dolly. Oh.
Next are the nominees for Achievement in Costume. Babylon,
Okay.
Okay.
Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
That's a big
one I
get
was
for it.
risking. Yeah.
Oh, no glass onion. Okay.
I had the Fabelmans.
Very sound design on your film, Sound of Metal. Why don't you take this next category?
Got it. So here are the nominees for Achievement in Sound. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay. Okay.
Avatar, The Way of Water. The Batman.
Ooh.
Nope.
Yes.
Elvis.
Yes. And Top Gun.
And Top Gun.
Yay!
Oh wow! Original score coming up. You're gonna get them.
So
Wow.
here are the nominees for Achievement
Okay,
in
here we
Lead
go.
Original Score. All Quiet on the Western Front,
Whoa, I did not have.
Babylon.
Babylon,
Yes.
Oh wow!
The Banshees of Inisherin,
Yes.
Everything, Everywhere, All
In
Wow.
score? Whoa.
the Fabelmans.
Okay.
No, Alexander Desplat.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now we have the first of 2 award categories that honor writers. The first is Adapted Screenplay. The nominees are
Okay. Okay.
Western Front. Played by Edward Gardner,
Yes.
Ian Sokol.
Guys, there's some sound.
Onion, A Knives Out Mystery.
That's something.
Whoa!
Yes.
Oh, you are about to get a shocker and adapted screenplay.
And Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
Whoa!
Whoa!
One singer. And
that's amazing.
by Peter Craig.
Watch what it knocks out.
And Women Talk.
Phew.
Oh,
Oh,
so
it
no
knocked out the
whale.
whale.
Knocked out the whale.
Okay, I'll take that.
I didn't see that happening.
Original screenplay.
The Banshees of Inisherin, written by Martin McDonough.
Matthew, I think we can hear you writing.
Everything
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Written by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
Yeah.
Yes!
Written by Steven
Oh,
Spielberg and Tony
no.
Kushner.
No After Sun.
Tar, written by Todd Field.
Come on, Triangle of Sadness.
And Triangle
Woo!
of Sadness, written by Ruben.
No After Sun. Far out. Okay.
All right, now the short films, the thing that will tank all of us.
This is only the best part of the show. An Irish Goodbye.
Yeah.
Ifalu.
Mhm.
Le Pupille. Night Ride. And The Red Suitcase.
Well, I got 3 of those.
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah, I got 3.
I'll take that.
Animated short film. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox.
I
and
really
the
hope that we get one of the nominees. I'm hoping for an animated short. Yes!
Flying Sailor. Ice Merchants. My Year of Dicks.
Yes, that's what I
Yes.
was hoping for.
And an ostrich told me the world is fake and I think I believe it.
Here's your winner.
That's great.
I got
Oh,
4 out of
wow.
I got 4 out of the
Okay,
5.
supporting actors coming up.
Here's
Here you
the
go.
nominees.
Whoa! Oh my God, Tony!
Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees of Inisherin. Brian Tyree Henry in
Woo!
Yes, you did it.
Oh God, please.
Judd
But Dano, no
Michael,
Dano.
Are
Judd
you
Hirsch.
kidding me?
Wow.
No.
Barry Keoghan in The Banshees of Inisherin. And Ke Huy Quan in Everything
I
Everywhere.
was-
No Paul Dano. No Tom Hanks. Okay.
No Eddie Redmayne.
No Eddie
This is so
Redmayne.
light. I don't want this to end. I have to say it's much easier working with you than Megan. She is tricky.
Wow,
Oh my
that's
gosh. Judd Hirsch. Wow.
She wouldn't be around.
Yeah.
Fabelmans is doing
No,
good.
we should be good. We're good.
Are we taking a break now, or okay? So we're taking this quick break.
In just a few minutes, we've got more nominee announcements coming up.
Ooh.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Like, there's so much to unpack, but the Fabelmans is doing well, better than I thought it would.
Yeah, already getting in for supporting actor, but for Judd Hirsch, who showed up, I think, only at Critics' Choice. I think
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Paul Dano still no Oscar nominations, which is pretty awful. I mean, I love the nominations for the rest of the nominations, but I mean, come
But
on.
like, yeah, I'm shocked, and I'm really happy for Brian Tyree Henry. That's wonderful. That
Oh man, Tony, when I saw that, I knew you were hanging on to that one.
Charlie, are you like ahead of us for some reason? Like,
I have like a 13. I have my live feed of the announcement is like 13 seconds ahead of you.
okay, because that's slightly disconcerting, but okay. It's like,
I'm
what do
in
you-
America.
Oh, okay. Is that the case for everybody, or is
No,
it just
I think he's ahead of all of us. I don't know.
weird?
well. I think Matthew, are you watching it on this?
I'm watching on just this.
Yeah, that's what I am too.
Yeah, maybe just watch it on this. Yeah. What do you reckon? Or I'll ban you for life. Yeah, and try not to scribble because like it's really taking over the sound. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm just going to be really super strict about this now. All right. So what else do you want to talk about? What about supporting actress? I'm very disappointed for Dolly De Leon. That's really sad for her, but it is what it is, right?
Good for Stephanie Shu, though. Good for her.
Stephanie
getting
Shu,
there.
amazing. really
See, I
happy.
know that.
I'm still kind of stunned. I'm still stunned that because I was this close yesterday to taking Brian Tyree Henry out
Yeah.
and going with Eddie Redmayne, but I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, I would not have thought that Dana would be the one to miss out, and that Hirsch would be the one to take his place.
I can't believe Judd Hirsch.
Well,
Yeah.
it's reminiscent of like Belfast last year with Judi Dench taking over
That's right.
Katrina
Katrina
Balfe.
Balfe.
I just
Yeah.
it's interesting that keeps happening with he's like the same age as Judi Dench, and so
And then there's
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I knew
sorry.
I knew when they read Stephanie Shu and it was 100% match with SAG, I was like, well, that can't. I mean, we're not going to match SAG 100% this whole time, so I didn't know what to think in supporting actor.
Yeah.
That's two with only Critics' Choice, and that's fascinating.
I'm really curious if there's a stat, because the last time Judd Hirsch was nominated was 1980
Welcome back.
for
Yeah.
Ordinary People.
Yeah, it's like, what, 42-year difference?
42
That's
years.
the record. I think the
Earlier we announced 9.
It might have
is
been
Henry
Plummer or
Fonda,
Alan
right?
Arkin.
Henry Fonda with 41, I think. So
Top Gun for adapted screenplay. Oh my god. Here we go.
In music, original song. Applause from Tell It Like a Woman.
Here she goes again. Congratulations, Diane.
Honorary Oscar will not stop her.
Iron Man from Top Gun Maverick.
Okay. All
No
right.
ciao papa.
Good to see Lady Gaga.
Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
Not To from
Yes.
Woo! Yay!
And This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere. All of them.
Wow.
David Byrne, good for him.
That is overperforming.
Next up, the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film.
So disappointed for Spirited.
Ooh, Charlie, it's our favorite.
Yep.
All the Brilliance.
Yeah.
All the Beauty and the Bloodshed.
Oh, man, I had that one missing out.
Fire of Love.
Yes.
A House Made of Splinters.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
And Navalny.
What happened to Mayonnaise Daydream?
I feel bad for the territory.
Best documentary short film.
I'm stunned.
The Elephant Whisperers. Haul Out. How Do You Measure a Year?
Everything Everywhere All at Once is killing
The
it.
Martha Mitchell Effect.
well, I'm doing the worst in Doc Short.
Stranger at the Gate.
I only got one in Doc Short. That killed me.
Got 3.
Best International Feature
Oh,
Film.
here we go.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Germany. Argentina, 1985.
Yeah.
Argentina. Close. Belgium.
Okay.
Ian, Poland.
No Decision to Leave.
No Decision to Leave.
And The Quiet Girl. No Bardo, no Decision to Leave.
I thought maybe
stunned.
Saint Omer would get in there.
I'm stunned.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
That is crazy.
Decision to Leave, guys.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Woohoo!
Puss in Boots. The Last Book.
Yay! Love Puss in Boots.
The Sea Beast.
And there's our resident What the Hell nomination.
Yeah.
Here are the nominees for achievement in makeup and hairstyle.
Oh.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yep.
Yes. Congratulations.
The Batman.
Yep.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Elvis,
Oh.
And
The Whale.
okay.
No Blonde, no Emancipation. So sorry.
That's the first category. I got 5 out of 5.
I'm so disappointed. Okay. Next.
Here are the nominees for achievement in production design. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Killing it.
Whoa!
Yes.
Avatar, The Way of Water. Babylon. Elvis
Oh no, Black Panther.
and the Fabelmans.
No Everything Everywhere All at Once. No Glass Onion.
That
The
blows.
nominees for achievement in film editing are The Banshees of Inisherin,
Yes.
No, quiet.
No All Quiet and Banshees got in.
Elvis is doing
Everything
well.
Everywhere All at Once, Tar,
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
and Top Gun Maverick.
No Fabelmans.
Wow.
Okay.
Next up, the nominees for achievement in cinematography.
We've got a bit of a lag here in this. Sorry about that.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Can barely see it.
Bardo, False Chronicle, and a handful
Yeah.
Bardo?
No Avatar.
I can't even see it.
Elvis. Empire of Light?
And Tar.
The
Let's
Roger
do it.
Deakins.
No Top Gun Maverick.
Whoa!
Achievement in visual effects.
That was a front runner.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
I only got
Wow.
one in cinematography.
Way of Water.
God, this stream is
The
terrible.
Batman. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever,
Oh wow.
and Top Gun Maverick.
I thought 13 Lives was going to get in on this one.
It's time for our final 4 awards.
Ooh.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role.
All right, here we go.
Austin Butler in Elvis.
Sorry that we can't see this.
Okay.
Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin.
Woohoo!
Brendan Fraser in The Whale.
Woo!
Paul Mescal
Yes!
Wow!
Yes!
and Bill Nye in Living.
Yay!
Yes.
Thank God!
Oh man. Okay, I'll react to it. I'll react to it in a little bit. Once we get at the other end.
Kate Blanchett in Tar.
Oh, what a surprise!
Anna De Armas.
No
Yay!
Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Andrea Riseborough.
No! Whoa!
Whoa.
Yes! Yes!
Michelle Wood. No. Oh my God. No Daniel Deadweiler.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
Well, okay.
No Viola Davis. No Daniel Deadweiler.
His achievement in directing.
Oh
and the nominees
no!
are
There's going to be so much
Martin
bitching.
McDonough, The Banshees of Inisherin.
No All Quiet. No All Quiet.
Ah,
Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Steven Spielberg, The Fabelmans. Todd Field, Tar.
Okay.
Triangle of Sadness?
Ruben Östlund.
Yep. There you go.
yes! Yes! But Edward
Wow.
Berger, man.
Well, the Germans can't win everything.
And what the hell happened to Park
10
Chan-wook?
nominees for Best Motion Picture of the Year.
All right, here we go.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Malte Grünet, producer.
Avatar, The Way of Water. James Cameron and John Landau, producers.
I'm shocked.
The Banshees of Inisherin. Graham Broadbent, Pete Chernin, and Martin McDonough, producers.
Elvis, Baz Luhrmann, Catherine Martin, Gail Berman, Patrick McCormick, and Skylar Weiss, producers.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Daniel Kwan, Daniel Scheinert, and Jonathan Wong, producers.
The Fabelmans, Christy McCosco Krieger, Steven Spielberg, and Tony Kushner, producers.
Tar, Todd Field, Alexander Milchon, and Scott Lambert, producers.
Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise, Christopher McQuarrie, David Wilson,
Okay.
and Jerry Bruckheimer, producers.
Triangle of Sadness.
Okay.
Yves Gobert, producers.
And Women Talking,
Oh!
Cardinal Jeremy Kleiner and Francis McDormand, producers.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. It was so close.
This was such an honor, and huge congratulations to all the nominees.
Woo!
I'm shocked.
I hope you really soak up this moment and enjoy.
I am so happy about Paul Mescal getting into Best Actor because that means that even though I was wrong about it, Hugh Jackman did not get in for The Son. Thank God.
You're
No,
the
you-
only one I think who thought that was a possibility.
No, there were several people that were thinking, and I was expecting the worst on that one. I do feel like I was a bit naive and I'm surprised that After Sun doesn't get in anywhere except for Paul Mescal. I would think that would have coupled with an original screenplay nomination.
So, like, guys, I don't even know what to say. Like, Andrea Riseborough, I can't believe it worked. Like, there was passion. They saw the film. They said, yes, she's that good. You know what? She could even win. Seriously.
No,
And
come on, Rob.
Oh, make sure I'm recording this, because if she wins, I'm playing this for you.
If you honestly think that's happening, you're absolutely nuts. And
Why?
you should be locked up for the safety of yourself and others.
Hang on a second. If enough Academy members see the film, why can't she win? I don't understand. And have you seen it?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Stop with your
remember that.
nonsense, Rob.
No, it could happen. So people are going to get really pissed off about Best Actress having no black actors in the category. It's a shame, but unfortunately there was just so much competition, and Daniel Deadwyler really should be in that category. I feel really bad for her. Viola Davis has been there before. Daniel Deadwyler missed out on an Emmy nomination last year. Now she's missed out on an Oscar nomination. So commiserations to her. She's still one of the best. Who would like to pick up the pieces? We're trying to just we're trying to work out what the hell's going on. But
I was trying to see what I got, where I landed. I didn't do so well. I mean, the only category I 100% in was Best Actor, and that was an easy one. And I got 80 and a few others, but yeah, I definitely underestimated, All Quiet on the Western Front, and that's because I closed out my predictions before the BAFTA nominations, and I know it was shortlisted for everything, but still wasn't feeling it because it wasn't really showing up elsewhere. But I guess that was enough for it. The director thing surprises me. I know that they always do. The rule of thumb is like 80% DGA and then one foreign film director, even though Triangle Sadness is in English. I mean, I guess you can count it as that. But, I was going with Park Chan-wook. A lot of people were going with All Quiet. And I think most people were not going with Triangle Sadness. But, yeah, that's surprising that made it.
So that film got 3 nominations. Unfortunately, it would have got
supporting,
for Dolly, but that's really good showing for that film.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's like I'm still so shocked at some of those surprises. There was still a whole bunch of great actors who did make it in. So let's focus on Paul Mescal and Bill Nighy making it in. That's so great. Ana de Armas makes it in. Michelle Williams, that whole thing that we thought wasn't, maybe she'd miss out on both.
This was the bounce this was something that the Fabelmans needed.
Yes, the Fabelmans overperformed.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm gonna talk about yourself. I'm gonna see if I can pull totals.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the full list, but unfortunately, the one on our site is not ready yet. So Brian Tyree Henry, that's a great inclusion. He's really good in that movie. It looks like we have a really nice, diverse list of contenders. There's some, there's some great actors from Asian descent, African Americans. There's a Latina. It's really encouraging, particularly in Best Supporting Actress, to have Stephanie Hsu and Hong Chow. Thank God Hong Chow made it.
Yeah.
Although, she's just so great. She should have made it in for Downsizing. So I'm really happy she finally got an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, I'm still looking at I can't believe I only got 2 in cinematography. How did Top Gun Maverick miss?
Oh, I only got 1 in cinematography.
I just don't know. Top Gun. Claudia Miranda was the absolute runaway favorite in that category.
Mhm.
But I mean, like, I think I got 4 out of 5 because, and I'm happy for Bardo, you know, like Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, all of his features have at least received 1 Oscar nomination along the way. And I was worried that Bardo was going to break that, and it didn't. So I'm really glad it didn't make it into international feature. But even more glaring is his decision to leave just blanked. I don't get it. Like that movie deserves at least something. And
Yeah, it felt like it came out of nowhere. And Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio underperforming. I think its only nomination animated feature.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even you know, Desplat couldn't get into score or song.
Or song.
And you know, the next time that he has a score up, we're going to be going, well, they still love Desplat. And, you know, we're.
I noticed, talking about international feature, it's I guess 80% European, and that's just, I wasn't expecting that to happen because they've been, you know, moving more towards Asian cinema lately. But that's the decision to leave. Missing that might be one of the biggest shocks of the day for me. And I had some hope in Joyland too. So,
which country is Quiet Girl from again?
Ireland. Which is a real. I mean, that I should have. I noticed that it got a screenplay nomination at the BAFTAs as well as international feature. And I thought, okay, Quiet Girl could be the surprise contender in that category. And I wish I had just followed my gut, but I really thought Decision to Leave had it in the bag. You know, guys, what do you think about All Quiet? It did really well, but it missed in 2 places where it really hurts it. And that is director and editing. And of course, neither of the 2 actors that we thought might have had a shot made it in either. I think that hurts the film a bit. I don't see it as a front runner anymore. I kind of did earlier today. I'm feeling like Everything Everywhere and Fabelmans really overperformed. And I think they're the ones that
the other one that this that I think it helps. I think is you know, I was thinking that All Quiet might be the front runner for adapted screenplay, but with Women Talking making it into both adapted screenplay and picture, that I believe that's its only nominations. I think that it solidified itself for adapted screenplay. Women Talking, it is.
Yeah. I guess Women Talking is back to winning that because, like, you know, I was seeing some rumblings of like The Whale winning like The Father did. You know, which would have been less deserving, but
that's right.
Now The Whale's out of it. So
you'd only got 2, right? Screenplay and picture. That's it. Is that correct? Women Talking.
It missed score.
Yeah,
missed everything else. That happens from time to time. It happened. It happened.
Whale got 3, I think.
Whale got 3.
Yeah, it got 3. It got
makeup,
supporting actress, and actor.
Yeah, missing picture is slightly concerning for it.
That was a late breaking one. To me, it's not too surprising. I think the thing that it got into PGA gave us a lot of possible false hope about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What it does is hurt Brendan Fraser, an actor, because, you know, Austin Butler is in, well, and Colin Farrell both are in Best Picture, and that sort of helps. You know, their films are more well received. So.
Wow.
But Fraser, but I still think Fraser's the front runner. I still think he's the one that has the better narrative. You know, and one of the things that we've seen in recent years is that, you know, a lot of the old stats that we used to look at fall by the wayside, and that narrative sometimes means a lot more. You don't have to look any farther than to look at Coda last year.
That's right.
I mean, Coda won picture without directing or editing. So,
I just need to revisit for a sec. Like, do you recall a bigger gasp for a surprise in Andrea Riseborough? I can't recall one for a very long time. That one's just blew me. I really did not think that
Ben
was
Zeitlin for Beasts of the Southern Wild, when we realized that meant that Ben Affleck and Catherine Bigelow and Quentin Tarantino all missed.
True. So that's a while ago, you know, like, like I'm thinking like Tommy Lee Jones for the Inner Valley of Eli, something like that. But this one is just like no one. Yeah, just incredible that this happened. Just so thrilled for her. What else? So I'm still just trying to work out whether we can get a full list, so we know. Here we go. Top Gun, yeah, Top Gun overperformed a little, I guess.
Yeah, but that cinematography one.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think is
that
behind that?
screenplay?
Just because it was so technical and not, they didn't see the artistry? I don't know.
No
Just-
clue.
I don't know.
I
They saw
have no
something in the
clue.
screenplay for some reason. Yeah, that's
Yeah, exactly.
so I don't get it.
They thought it was well written, but
Yeah,
I mean, they're different branches, but as we know, but still, like, wow. Okay, still no.
It really would be nice if we had some totals, Oscars.
Yeah, I'm just still looking. Yeah, it's just the Academy should do what the TV Academy does, and just have everything ready to go for download as soon as it's announced. I guess that would be too much to ask.
Yes, it would be.
Okay, well, I think Gold Derby finally has it. I'm going to now share this screen so we can have a look. Share screen. And yeah, let's have a look now at what. Oops, let's get rid of that. Sorry, Denton. Okay, so if we just like have a look here. So I don't have totals yet, but we know, okay, so that's the top 10. Nothing too earth-shattering in terms of surprises there, although I'm very happy for Women Talking. That needs to be in the top 10. I'm really happy for that. Triangle of Sadness, fantastic. Okay, so Ruben Östlund is obviously the semi-surprise here in director. Really good. No women. Okay, so that's something that we have to take note of because that's become a running theme in the last few years that finally women are getting a look in, but not this year, unfortunately, which is a shame for Gina Prince Bythewood and Sarah Polley specifically, I suppose. Best Actress, obviously Andrea Riseborough is the big surprise of the whole year, I think. And Ana de Armas, it's really cool that she's there. Yeah, so then Best Actor, many of us got 5 for 5 there. We were hoping for Paul Mescal. I can't believe it actually happened. I'm thrilled for him, man. I'm so thrilled. Supporting Actress Angela Bassett, thank God she made it in. I think she's the front runner. But, great category there. So happy for Kerry Condon. Finally, she gets her dues, as does Hong Chow, as does Jamie Lee Curtis and newcomer Stephanie Hsu. Best Supporting Actor. Tony.
So it looks like Everything Everywhere. They're saying in the chat, Everything Everywhere has 11.
Wow,
And Banshees and All Quiet with 9.
that's fantastic. Okay.
Okay.
I have to imagine that Fabelmans is somewhere in probably 7, 6, maybe.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this comment. I think there will be some backlash. There'll be some grumbling on social media in the bubble. But I just think, I don't think it's Andrea Riseborough's fault. You could blame it on any of the people in that category. But I do feel really bad, as I mentioned earlier, for those two actresses. They certainly deserve to be there. Brian Tyree Henry is a really good call, Tony. I really didn't buy it, but I'm really glad he's there. That's just so great for him. He's going to be so thrilled. Judd Hirsch, you were mentioning he hasn't been nominated since 1980. That's a long time between drinks. Surely that's probably going to break a record. We should check that. Top Gun Maverick and adapted screenplay is a huge shocker. That's incredible. And you know what? I think it's really deserving. I'm glad it's there. Original screenplay, no huge surprises there, I don't think. Cinematography, okay, this is where it's still not quite done yet on the site, but All Quiet, Bardo, Elvis, Empire, and Tar, no huge surprises there, I don't think. Costume design.
I wouldn't go that far because I literally got only one right in that
Really?
category.
Yeah. No, I saw 4 of those coming. And by the way, Mandy Walker, another woman now nominated in cinematography. It would be so great if she could actually take it out. That category's up in the air. I think we've got a lot to talk about in the next few weeks on that one.
Yep.
Costume design, great category there. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I didn't quite buy that was going to happen, but it made it, which is awesome. Editing, yep, I think they were all, and then the rest haven't been quite done yet, so we'll just have to wait. Sound, yep, I think I got 5 for 5 there. Or international, we've talked about Decision to Leave, missing out. So, yeah, still no totals.
I think Char got 6.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Black Panther got 4. That's great. What did the first Black Panther get? 8? Can't remember.
Fabelmans got 7.
7? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
The Woman King was completely skunked.
What was?
The Woman King?
But yeah. Yes, it did too, didn't it? It got completely
it got nothing.
Skunked, as did Till. But Woman King, we thought would get something, costumes or something.
Yeah, costumes or something like that.
Wow. The more I think about it, the more, as David here in the comments mentions, I'm very disappointed for Paul Dano. Like, what does he have to do? And Charlie, you mentioned this the other day in our pre-chat. You know, he's just been so good in the last couple of decades, I guess.
Yeah.
And yet he doesn't get nominated, and Judd Hirsch does. And of course, Judd Hirsch, great, happy for him. But that's a little bit hard to swallow. I feel really bad for him. Yeah, this is a great comment, Todd. When Everything Everywhere got the costume nomination, I was like, oh, wow, okay. Because I was trying to think, I mean, there are some excellent costumes in that film, to be honest. But that wasn't really on my radar. I don't know about any of you guys. But,
that was like my very last change before I finalized. I had Black Panther, Elvis, Mrs. Harris, Fabelmans, Babylon, and I took out Babylon for Everything Everywhere All at Once because I just thought that I knew Babylon wasn't going to do super well, and then I also didn't think the costumes were that impressive compared to Everything Everywhere. But they put Babylon in anyway and took out, the Fabelmans wasn't in there. But so yeah, I did at the last minute put that in there. But
I find it so kind of this is just a small thing, but I find it so irritating that Glass Onion, doesn't get costumes or production design when those two things are like some of the. I mean, Janelle Monáe, who also, in my opinion, should have been nominated. I don't know who you take out for her, but I mean, Janelle Monáe in the flowing white dress alone. I mean, come on, were you watching that movie?
Anything that Kate Hudson wears.
Anything that Kate Hudson wears,
swimsuit, and then that multicolored dress. Like, I was just like, and even Benoit Blanc's attire with his whatever the
neckerchief,
that thing. I thought for sure that only got 1 nomination. That deserved way more than 1, way more. So that's disappointing for sure.
Ended up playing the exact same way Knives Out did, just a screenplay nomination.
Yeah, yes, that's right. And I'm just looking at the screenplay nominees. So that means that I'm just trying to work out. Oh yes, so Tom Cruise is a nominee now, I guess, as a producer in picture. But I'm really happy for Kazuo Ishiguro for Living. He's one of my favorite novelists, and
mine too.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like
we get it, you read.
But wow. The Living got 3, didn't it? It didn't get costume.
No, it just got the 2.
Should have been cinematography.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, and the Batman, how many did the Batman get? 3?
Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Do you see what Jeremy has in the comments? He has a nice little compilation of totals.
Oh, here we go. Thank you, Jeremy. Very kind of you.
okay.
That's great. So, okay. Elvis did really well. All Quiet. Banshees and Elvis. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Everything Everywhere, to me, that's the front runner now, right? Do you all agree?
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. See, I'm so glad because I want, one of the things we have to look at is remember nomination totals no longer
Oh, for sure.
mean
But it
anything.
helps.
It does help. What I'm taking away from today is that I think the two strongest contenders are going to be Everything Everywhere and Fabelmans.
Right.
Because Fabelmans overperformed in a certain aspect in terms of, its momentum was really starting to lag, particularly after the snubs at BAFTA. And this is definitely the jolt that it needed. What I wonder is now the real showdown, and there'll be articles written about this left and right, is what happens on a preferential ballot with Everything Everywhere versus Fabelmans, because Everything Everywhere, with that kind of split, it could make room for Banshees, which got in everywhere it needed to and then some. So, how does Everything Everywhere play on a preferential ballot? How does Fabelmans play on a preferential ballot?
That's right.
So,
I think Everything Everywhere pretty much got everything it needed, if you want to look at it that way. I think apart from production design, I think it pretty much
and sound. I thought it was going to get in sound.
Yeah. Banshees pretty much got everything it needed. Fabelmans missed in editing. Oh, sorry, Rob. I'm trying to. Oops. That one. So, I think that's a pretty good call, actually, Tony. But at this point in time, before we've really thought about this in great detail, and of course, things are going to change over the next few weeks with the SAGs and BAFTA, and who knows what will happen in terms of some actor or some person might do something really stupid, or there'll be some hit campaigns by other PR firms, and we've got so much to look forward to. But at this point in time, I feel very confident that Everything Everywhere has come out the big winner of the day. And
We'll see.
We will absolutely see. Oh, there's Matthew. Yes, I agree, Matthew. I think you are right. Matthew, not Matthew Stewart, Matthew Noble. There's too many Matthews. Matt. Okay. So, yeah,
I think it's really possible that we will see a picture director split this year. I could totally see them going for. I like that comment. I could totally see them going Spielberg for director because of, and plus it's been 25 years since he won, and there's still people who find it hard to believe that Spielberg only has 2 directing Oscars. That they could go with him for director and still go with Everything Everywhere or Banshees for picture.
That's right. And Chris, you're correct. 2 Irishmen in both acting categories for the men on the men's side, plus in international feature. I think Ireland has done very well this year. So congratulations to the Emerald Isle. That's awesome.
He also got an Irish Goodbye in live action short.
That's right.
Yeah.
It really has done so well. Can we quickly talk about RRR, because I feel like that really is one of the disappointments of the year. It got into song, and we all thought it would, and I cannot wait for that to be performed on Oscar night. It's going to blow the roof off. But it really, I think, when it missed the shortlist for visual effects, that might have been a tell.
That and not making the shortlist for score.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I thought it might have sneaked into Best Picture, at least like Women Talking did, but it just didn't quite get there. And look, this is a really good opportunity for us to maybe advocate that the Academy might want to scrap the rules for international feature and just start again. And maybe just have it, any international feature that is released theatrically in the United States in the calendar year is eligible. And then it just gets whittled down. And of course, it'll be a popularity contest, but they all are. Who cares? And at least then RR would have probably gotten in for sure, whereas it wasn't even eligible because India didn't pick it. Which is
that's such a great point, because if you're really looking at the great I think you're spot on, because in international film, the country of origin has to submit it. And I think anybody who pays attention to films knows that one of the best international films, just films in general, was the great Jafar Panahi's No Bears, which, for those of you who don't know, Panahi is literally barred from making films in Iran from the Iranian government, and yet he does it anyway, and is currently in prison because he violated the rule.
Is he in prison or is he on house arrest still?
No, now he's in prison.
Oh, okay.
At last I had heard, and so there's a whole lot in terms of yes, India screwed up big time by not putting forth RRR as their international feature, but yeah, it just that's a film that made me remember why I love cinema in the first place.
Yeah.
And my jaw was on the floor several times watching that movie.
Yeah. I don't even know where to begin in terms of unpacking this. Cate Blanchett is now officially an 8-time Oscar nominee. She joins Marlon Brando, Jack Lemmon, Judi Dench, Geraldine Page, Peter O'Toole, and Glenn Close. And
how many of the people on that list never won?
That's right.
Glenn
Close, yeah.
Glenn, Peter O'Toole.
And at least, Kate has 2, so good for her. Wow. Okay. So look, final thoughts, and I think then we might call it a day. So we have plenty to digest. I'm sure we'll have more opportunities to get together and have slugfests like this. We might do a few of these live going forward, where we can invite the users of our amazing site Gold Derby to join us and throw questions at us so we can talk together. Final thoughts, guys, before we call it a night, or a day, actually.
I need a cigarette.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind one myself. And a nice glass of red.
Basically, stats don't matter very much anymore. Even with nominations, like you can't go by guilds or anything much anymore. So I don't know.
That's right.
It's mostly vibes now, I guess.
It's the vibe.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Well, Paul Mescal having an Oscar nomination gives me the best of vibes.
It really does, man. I'm so thrilled for him. Well, that was really fun, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, the Prediction Center will be open shortly. You can put your predictions in there, and you've got to keep them updated. Stick with Gold Derby. We've got lots and lots and lots of videos and articles and blog items and think pieces and so forth. We've got it all covered. And I will see you all very soon for our next Slugfest. Thanks again.